Hi.
Hey.
We're gonna eat shit for you.
Hi.
Are we on? I think we might be going.
I can't
Are we on?
tell. It
says
says
there's a button for stop, so I feel like it started.
it says
Yeah, it says
But it
live. There's a
says-
little thing
It
next
says
to live.
Hello!
but it
Does
says
but it says the
One
camera's
viewer.
off and
oh,
it's
there's
turned on.
look at all the viewers. 50.
50.
No, those are on. They're on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are that's the button to make it stop.
We're figuring it out still.
We got to see the chat so that we can answer the questions.
Yes.
Chat. There it is. All right, move the chat over here.
Okay.
Hey, no, that's I think our chat.
We have this.
Screen share.
The
This they're
chat.
calling this pizza. I just drove to New York City. They're calling that shit pizza.
164.
And this bowl of lasagna.
That's
That's a Chicago
lasagna.
style.
That's a bowl of lasagna.
We
or
need
a
to
Chicago pizza.
know if they can hear us now.
I don't even fucking know.
That
Like,
is.
That's
you told me
apparently
this was a
fettuccine.
potato.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
All right, I
everybody.
was thinking this was a potato-based thing. That it's fettuccine Alfredo.
It might be potato based.
You sure?
Yeah, no, it's on. Will you bring me your phone?
So
I
it
can
is
look at
being
the chat.
used for
What's that?
backlighting right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bring me your computer.
My computer, you got
No,
Got
we can't hear you yet, but we will soon.
We're never going to be
to
able to hear
Hey,
that.
Mitch.
We'll be able to
Hey,
hear,
Mitch.
see your
I don't
words.
think we'll be able to hear.
We're gonna be able to see your words.
That
it.
will
Hear
be
your
able
words.
Move.
Go.
Stop. I think
Yeah,
Be nice to my computer. Be nice to my computer.
Hi, everybody. Just need to check out your chat. Anna, are you on Patreon?
No,
No.
you can sign into your own Patreon.
Can I?
Can,
Yeah,
can we
I think
start
so.
eating?
Well,
Ew,
no, we're
why
gonna
would
do an
you?
AMA
Oh,
first.
God.
They can see us.
Can we start eating?
No, they. We
Why
need
would
to.
we not
Why
be able,
would
why
you
would we
want
not
to?
eat?
No, I.
You
need
have
to-
to open up some sort of like chat for them.
The whole point is that we're going to eat them.
I'm
I'm
really
gonna do
hungry.
a chat so I can
We
read
can
the
chat
questions.
while we eat.
I'm gonna read the questions.
I'm having a
I
bite.
mean, yeah. Which is the vegan
No,
one?
I'm
and which
putting
is-
the. This one's mine. So we made a vegan one because the only thing in the bucket that was vegan was the pizza crust.
I'm eating the pizza.
Honestly, it's not that much worse than regular vegan food. Imagine.
The one person who's excited.
How's your pizza?
It's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Where do you know?
Sorry, I'm proving I'm not a computer.
They might not
No.
be able to hear you.
They can hear us.
You don't know.
Yep.
You actually don't know that at all
Log
because
in,
you can't
yeah.
hear, see, or anything that they've said at this point. You sure you don't want to just type the group chat thing?
I'm gonna.
Click on
There's
it?
one other way to do it, but I haven't done it yet. I'm
Okay.
gonna go.
All right, yes, because it's saying I've got the incorrect email or password. And
All right,
I know.
Look. Oh, God.
We're gonna be able to hear you. Wait one second.
Oh, God.
Changed it since
We're coming.
Close the back.
There it is. There's the chat. And now I send.
We're gonna be able to hear you.
Now I send
Oh, God.
this link
We're coming.
Well,
to Anna
There it is.
on Facebook.
There's the chat.
I'm sorry, I'm telling you.
We're gonna be able to hear you. Now, 1 second.
Yeah, to do this, I've got to go log into my email on your computer.
I did it. I'm gonna send this.
contact people and-
I'm gonna send this. 1 second. Wait. Don't go away. Anna. Anna.
This is pretty good.
Are you done with this? Once I have the chat going?
Okay,
feel
I
like we
just.
should have waited to eat it until we knew for sure that the chat was going.
All right. That's us.
strong. He-
Anna, where's your computer? There
It's right
it
there.
Just ate the whole
Yeah.
sauce, man. That's not
is. Hey.
He was going to be done. We're going to look up by the time
He's
we get
gonna
this
have all
chat.
the-
You're gonna
and
regret
and he's
this
just going to be
tomorrow.
like, yeah, no, there's no. I left some of the feta, the vegan.
The cheese is helmet-like in a good way.
Helmet
In a
like.
good way. All right.
You ever have a helmet of cheese on something?
Somebody's probably like messaging me. Yes, it's fucking working.
LOL here.
Where's the chat? I'm watching
Will
the
this be
stream, but I
recorded?
don't know where the chat is.
Yes, it's in the right side. I see it.
It's on the right side, man. What the hell?
All right.
It's on the right side, Tyler.
Keith
You're good.
likes it. Why is he? I'm gonna have to rip off Eli's gam phrase. Noah, how high are you right now?
Not high enough to eat this shit.
Not enough to eat the food. We are going to QED. First question comes from Neppy Kitty R. Are you going QED?
Yup.
We are. We have scheduled a live show. GAM patrons actually received the first dibs links tickets
Go to
today
London.
to see us in the London show. We hope you come to the London show because otherwise we won't be able to afford probably the planes back.
Yeah, the AMA and eating food at the same time is great. That's the way to go.
Are you gonna finish that?
Okay. Question from Caleb.
Tim messaged me. Yes, it's working. We can fucking hear you, dude.
Question from Caleb Lockgeese. Jew. What's the mouth feel like?
I'm gonna restate helmet on the cheese.
Helmet like.
The cheese, man. When I ripped that cheese open, there was not a.
It was sharp.
Yeah, it was not a food thing.
Not a
that being
flavor sharp,
broken
but physical
here.
sharp.
Yeah, exactly.
cheese. Yeah. Again, in a good way. Are you gonna finish that though?
I'm not gonna finish this.
I'm gonna finish that.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
All right, question from Kia Ray, not Jew. Is moving as much of a bitch this time as it usually is?
So, I can only speak for me. He's in the middle of moving too, but Lucinda and I have moved. How many times? We figured it out the other day. Is this the 25th time we've moved?
In 22 years.
The 25th time we've moved in the 22 years we've been married. We're old pros at this shit.
Almost
This is the worst part of the move so far, right here.
Question from Lucas. Keith, where are you? Well, first of all, is moving as hard as it usually is, or is it easier or harder?
It's easier. I got some help on the other end that's setting some stuff up for me, so it's definitely easier this time than last time.
This tastes like Q-tips.
Um,
This is so
I
fucking
can tell
gross.
how
I
much
mean,
you're enjoying it, but
question
on
for
your face.
Lucas. Where is Heath moving?
Oh, a secret lair.
There's the
A secret lair further west of the current secret lair is how much I'll divulge at the moment. Secret lair west of current secret lair.
yeah, somewhere in the U.S. or not. That's all he's really telling you.
Everything's west of everything.
Ultimately, yeah.
It's true.
All right.
Principality of Sealand.
I think a couple of people know, but it's technically sort of still classified.
What the fuck is this? This is the cheese, people.
I feel like Gambit could throw that and kill a guy. All right. Let's see. He's not feeding my dog any of the pizza.
No,
I am
absolutely not.
A little bit.
That was for you,
Stab
Tyler.
you
Yeah,
to
no,
death.
you're good.
Question for Noah. Being a Zelda fan and being into charity, have you watched any of this week's Summer Games Done Quick?
Nope, I have no idea what that is.
So for those who don't know, that's a charity drive where speed runners of various games get together and they try and break records for charity. People pledge and stuff like that.
Like a napkin.
What are you doing to my dog?
I'm
Don't let her.
nothing.
Don't let her have any of that.
We
Yes,
bring-
you have a napkin.
It's just the essence.
Absolutely.
There's,
It's got Jimmy.
There.
Grease.
I gotta tell you, the most
This
important,
is like
the most
I
important
picked up-
ingredient tonight is right here.
I picked up packing material, right? Like
I'm gonna have some of that.
like
Alright.
stuff to just like keep your fragile shit from breaking, and it was exactly this. Like this is what we got. This is what they sell at U-Haul
Yeah.
to put around your furniture.
Nothing fragile's gonna break in my belly today.
Oh, here's a depressing question. That's good, right in the shot.
Yep.
Right in the middle of
All
the
right.
shot there. Little ad. This week's stream is brought to you by Lefroy.
Oh, please,
Oh my-
Lefroy, if you are
Lefroy.
listening,
You're right.
I will pay
Please
to
listen.
sponsor.
Put that
Believe me,
behind
if
you
I
again.
thought I could get away with it, dude.
Please,
You
If
are
I thought I
already.
could get away with it.
Lefroy, smoky, delicious, peaty. Mm.
Now all your loves are with you.
Open your face.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna try the next thing. I'm gonna
I'm
try
just chewing and chewing
I
and
was just, are
chewing.
you still
I'm
trying
thinking
to
about-
fight?
Why don't you guys do a close-up of Heath so I can...
How about a
Oh, this is a good question.
bowl of lasagna?
This is a good question
Okay.
from Paul. Paul asks, Dan Carlin calls you. Guys, I've had to scrap an entire show again, and I'm hard up for ideas. What do you have for me? He swears he'll do whatever you choose at his usual depth and pace. What subject would you have him cover on the next Hardcore History?
Taiping Rebellion.
Taiping Rebellion.
I didn't have to hesitate at all on that one because I've been wanting him to do that one for so fucking long. That would be awesome.
Lasagna's real
Maybe
bad.
to turn the camera.
Oh, we might have. Mikey doesn't like it.
Lasagna's real bad.
Oh, really? I mean,
I shouldn't have just done
he
it.
just scarfed down 3/4. Like, I haven't even gotten this, and he's like, no.
I'm not gonna
But
even
don't
put
worry,
that
I'm
one
sure
up.
the potato Alfredo.
Yeah, let me wash that out of my mouth.
Why don't I have beverage? How do
Do
we
you guys
not
have
think?
water?
What's that? Yeah, water would be better than nothing. I could soak this in it, and maybe it would be digestible.
Ooh, the Alfredo's good. What is this? Fettuccine Alfredo?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna do this like the fucking
Looks like
Nathan's
he's
hot dog
joking.
challenge or whatever, where you dunk it in water and wring it out. You know.
Stuff it in your face.
Oh God, this is so
You don't
gross.
have to. Here, I'll turn the camera.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm keeping my pizza. Patreon's paid for this, damn it. Okay, you got more questions for us?
Yeah.
Mr. Eli?
All right, because he was too busy throwing up. Question: Why? Oh, this one for me. I get a question now. Why are
You
you?
want some Alfredo?
I can't have any of that. I will get very sick. Question: Why are you betraying us by not recording the Jean-Benet Ramsey episode?
That's actually a good question. So, as disturbing as this is to say, the Jean-Benet Ramsey episode is going to have a ton of visual shit in it that wouldn't translate to audio. So, like, the show that we're putting together actually wouldn't make sense as a recorded show.
I have brought props.
Also, Cecil won't let us.
Also,
I'm
Andrew
prepared.
won't let us.
Yeah.
Also, it's an advantage for you to come to the show. If
Oh,
you come to the show, you
God.
get a one of a. You try it again.
It's why did I go again? When I think it was gonna get better, slightly cooler.
Maybe it warms.
Can we
on
can we get peanut butter and put the whole thing in peanut butter so I can like dog pill swallow it?
This is fucking miserable. It really is like, it's like if you ate something and then they were like, no, you're supposed to add water to that and mix it. And then you went, oh, I see.
You put the scotch in.
I got
after
to
and
watch
swallow.
Baron Cognito in real time in the chat be like, Keith, why are you trying the lasagna again? Don't try the lasagna again. Why did you do that? I have a feeling someone's either a parent or will be a very good parent. Oh! What are you doing?
You have a napkin.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Keith, since you don't believe in free will, how
Okay.
does self-control work?
Yeah.
What does it mean if you say, I'm not going to eat this pizza?
I would
Yeah,
never
no,
say
wait,
that.
let's discuss. No,
I would
but
never
let's
say that.
discuss
That's
how
silly.
that would go if we were going to say that we weren't going to eat that pizza. I'm interested in this.
If we said so state the question again.
Um,
Also, just for the record, the entire argument was based on me deciding to vociferously disagree with Eli once at the beginning of a bit as a joke during Q&A, and got built up really big.
now
People
everyone
are asking like intense philosophical questions
Well,
about it.
people love to fight about this question, and nobody ever like actually listens to what the other side is saying, right? I mean, like William Lane Craig is like, no, free will hangs right here on the back of your head, and I squeeze it, and the truth juice comes out, and I make
That
choices.
sounds about right.
And Sam Harris and Matt Dillahunty are like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But then Dennett, who comes from a philosophical
Wait, Sam
background,
Harris was, I thought, disagree. I thought
no,
he
they're
was-
like, that doesn't make sense. They don't like William Lane Craig's explanation of the free will that just hangs out in the back.
It
Oh,
tastes like
that
the
explanation of it,
cheese
right.
tastes like erasers. It tastes like how you would imagine an eraser would taste, and that's the best part of it.
Okay. To Heath, who I beat in ping pong
No, you didn't.
at the Austin Live show. That's
Oh,
locked
no,
in.
he did.
Yes, he did.
He did beat me in 1 or 2 games, but I believe I won 3 out of 5 games. If we're being
Well, but was
technically-
it? But weren't you doing the whole like, okay, 4 out of 7? And weren't you doing that?
Well, when we did 3 out of 5, it was 3 to 2 me.
All right.
Whatever it
Wait,
was.
but he had a question.
No, but that is true. He's an unbelievably good ping, better than me at ping pong.
Well, he had a question too.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
When did you
Liar.
get into Scotch? Are you actually afraid of the apocalypse? Where do you think LeBron will end up? In the afterlife? I feel like that's
Wrestle Kingdom.
All right. Well, I have quite a stash going to get around the apocalypse as long as possible. Got a little backlog going. LeBron question. I want him to be a Knick, but my guess he goes to the Lakers. I think
You think they're gonna get the big three there?
I think he goes to the Lakers. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
But isn't it sort of contingent on
Who wouldn't want to live in LA at this point? He's got some young players to go. Lonzo Ball to play with would be kind of interesting. Yeah, my guess is he goes to the Lakers.
Lonzo Ball. All right, we have a question for Lucinda.
Hi.
Is it acceptable? Come on in, Lucinda. I don't know. She's filming, apparently. Lucinda, come on in. Come here.
Lucinda!
Is it acceptable to eat macaroni and cheese with ketchup?
Ew.
I mean, it's look at
That's
what
just
we're
nasty.
eating. Like, why are you asking us what is acceptable to
I'm not
eat?
eating that shit.
I'm gonna
I would
eat-
not put ketchup on my macaroni.
This fettuccine alfredo.
I mean,
I mean, that's a presidential
just
way to
the
eat
tip.
mac and cheese. The president of the United States likes it. It's good enough for me.
Is there lemon in this? What is that?
It's Jimmy Baker.
Right now, everybody is.
This is Jim Baker's semen.
Right now, everybody.
Why would you just not choose the cold embrace of death over this? Like, if the apocalypse ever happened and you had this or death, why would you choose this?
Oh,
Death is free.
I got a question. I have a question from Liam. Liam asks Eli, what are your favorite board games for two people? What about a big group? And Liam, I'm glad you asked that. So currently my favorite board game, Anna can actually bring it over.
Clearly a plant question.
For two
Totally,
people.
that's not what Liam asked at all.
It
no.
is too! You can see it right now. And if you want to sponsor me, Space Cowboys or Asmodee, you may. Me and Anna have been having a great time with Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. It is a great way to yell, "You're fucking stupid" at your spouse. Well, that's trust me. You'll end up
Like you
yelling.
need an excuse.
Yeah, I need a spouse.
I don't need this.
In a big group, depending on the size, you almost, if it's more than like 6 people, you probably want to stick to something like Werewolf. If you got like 6 or 7 people and they're all gonna like buckle down and concentrate, I would recommend Captain Sonar or Secret Hitler. Secret Hitler's
Also-
good.
Eli has terrible taste in board games, obviously. I mean, I feel like it's fairly clear at this point.
Will I? Oh, question from Matthew.
I feel like if you're going to be in a big group, you want to play a game that like people know how to play, though, right? Like, play like fucking Monopoly or something.
Monopoly's the best.
Oh,
Monopoly's a classic.
you
Monopoly's
just crossed so
dark,
many
though.
people in the chat.
No.
So many board gamers are mad at you
No.
right now.
Monopoly is
I never
dark,
played it. I don't know.
but it's fun how it's dark.
Arkham Horror, the card. Sorry, Robert asked, what's your opinion of Arkham Horror? The card game or the big one? No, One Night Ultimate Werewolf is not the best version of Werewolf. It takes out the whole point. The whole point of Werewolf is you sit around with your friends and you just
We're shooting to a wide audience.
you
here.
find your buddy's girlfriend. Yeah, I let you guys talk about basketball.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. There's only like 6 or 7
Same thing.
people that.
Same amount of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Equally
Okay.
valid.
Also China.
Here we go. Cosmic Encounter good too. All right, wait. Here we go.
All right, wait. I'm trying the lasagna though.
You know,
I recommend that.
if he
I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
recommend it,
Like
he's just-
seriously, real big ball of peanut butter. Put one little chunk in there in the middle.
Yeah, like homeopathic.
That may make
You
me
have to
throw
line
up.
the bathroom with towels tonight.
There's a
Newspaper.
spit bucket. There's a spit bucket. Spit bucket.
Holy shit! Oh my fucking god!
He warned you. Oh.
I gotta spit out stuff that I didn't even just eat because it's
Spat out a tooth
contaminated.
just now because you
Because
people.
it touched that fuck. Oh my
Yeah.
god! That was like that's impossibly disgusting.
The red sauce was a packet of red anthrax that
It
basically
was.
poisoned
It
the
was.
air in the room when we opened
You
it.
said you had a picture of that, right? Did you get a picture of that sauce before that sauce?
Oh
before-
yeah, we're gonna post the freeze-dried ingredients before they were cooked into the.
I was like,
delicious
if you
form
got it on
you
your
see
phone,
in
I'll
front
show it to him.
There was
It
a it just looked like inside the packet. I'm not making
Yes,
that up.
there's
There's
a-
literally a desiccant inside
like-
these foods.
It looked like regolith or something, you know? It just looked like the kind of shit you couldn't get near your lungs.
Oh, here's a good question.
Oh god, it's in my hand.
Jonathan Other asked, question, based on what you've read so far, why do you think the case for Christ is so loved among Christians?
Because Christians are fucking stupid. Like honestly, like if you're stupid, like I get it because like he says a bunch of words and there's a guy and he's got a degree of some sort, and at the end he says, "So what do you think? Is Jesus totally legit?" And it's like, "Yeah, Jesus is totally legit." And you're like, "Oh, great! I didn't understand any of those words except those last ones." Like I honestly think it's just a testament to how intellectually devoid these fucking people are that they honestly can't look like they wouldn't even know what it was to look at something objectively.
Yeah.
Right? Like they like you can't. They don't know how you would go about dismantling this argument, especially since they're not trying to.
You agree with somebody with a PhD, you get excited, but then it's a PhD in magic, so
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing too is like, okay, what if I lined up 167 PhDs that were the top 167? Would you listen then? No. No, that's just convenient for me.
Matt, you want lasagna?
No, I'm
lasagna?
literally.
You want scotch?
I'm literally killing the taste of the lasagna with this Alfredo.
Yeah, it's important. Are you guys not going to finish that pizza though?
That's the vegan one. You're going to try the vegan one? You're going to go one step down. You're going to go one step down from Bakker Bucket to Bakker Bucket Vegan. This is the Italian pale, by the way. If Italy invaded our nation and took us hostage over this, that would not be unreasonable.
That is not good. That is not good. I'm going to eat it, but it's not good.
That's mine. Why are you eating my food? So here's why to answer. I mean, Noah covered it. I think the reason is that the book sets up straw men. It sets up these straw men that no one who has a problem with Christianity or any of those things have ever been concerned with, right? Like, I was never worried about, like, the inner reliability of the Gospels. That is not the reason that I don't think a zombie came back from the dead or that, you know, Christ didn't walk on water. It's not like, yeah, but Paul and Mark don't agree who was in the tomb.
Because you're intellectually dishonest.
Oh,
you just
God, I
have
have
to before you even start.
I have to lick a cigarette. Something.
All right, other questions. Oh, a lot of people have asked about Pugtoven over here on the wall.
Oh.
So this is, was that a friend of, darling, where did we get this?
We got that
That's
for
it,
Chris.
everybody.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody.
Hey, boss.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, that's me. Hello. No, we got that from Chris. I got it.
We got it from a friend for a gift, but it's a Beethoven pug. We love it very much. Okay. Yes, this was all in one bucket. That's a good question.
Do we have the bucket still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's no way
beautiful.
that the apocalypse is worse than this.
It's worse than this.
There's no fucking way. I would get raped by so
Oh,
many
there's the
locusts.
new table.
It's
It comes in a bucket. You can use it as a helmet to fight off the scorpion locust. Also, it makes your voice real noisy in there. Don't do that. That was upsetting. I hurt myself. You do it. Get
All right.
there. It's not fun. Stop. Hang on.
it's freaking
Oh, poor man. I'm so sorry.
Hate you.
You upset Madge with your scream. You stop it. You stop. I'm watching the chat.
You just can't be trusted with the bucket.
Tell no.
Wait, they have nutrition value on this.
Oh, good to know.
It's all 0%. Everything on the fucking
Recommended daily amount. Don't eat this.
Yeah. Wait, it's sugar free though. Everything except for the marinara sauce. So that is the only thing with sugar in it. Wow.
Okay. Brendan asked a question a lot of people asked, which is, it's funny that you're doing the thing with the bucket, but aren't you supporting Jim Bakker? No, we bought these secondhand. Jim Bakker got none of this money. Ha ha ha! Fuck you, Jim Bakker. That's what you get for selling to Walmart.
And if you're thinking to yourself, isn't his name Baker? It is, and we've told Eli that a number of times. And the guy's name is Baker, and he's selling food buckets, so it makes sense. You'd think it would be easy to remember, but there are
It's complicated because
87
there's backers.
servings in this.
What? There's a lot of food in here.
That's what it says. 87 servings. We're not eating all of that, guys.
So here's the interesting thing about these buckets. I'm a little bit of like I kind of see the crazy of prep. I'm not smart enough to realize like why packing a bunch of freeze-dried food in your basement isn't a great idea.
It actually probably is.
So I don't know. There is something that's a secondary benefit to this that I'm like, well, once this records over, me and Anna will have these 83 servings of food left.
Throwing out all that shit.
She is throwing it all out. So never mind. We're gonna die.
No, you'll be dying and throwing that out. Right, you'll be starving to death and saying, "Oh, if only I had enough energy to throw this away."
You gotta like drive that across a few highways like a raccoon when you're getting rid of it.
That's how it
Oh,
looks.
you know what? I got This is how it looks in the bucket.
I saw a fucking bear on the side of the road on the way up here, like a dead bear on the side of the road. Never seen bear roadkill? Did you see that? Because you get the same way I did.
I missed the bear.
There was a bear on the side. Maybe he did. Maybe he died in the 45 minutes between you and me going through there or whatever. But yeah. Never saw that before. Have you guys seen that? Hey, have you guys ever seen a black squirrel? Apparently that's a thing. Lucinda saw one the other day.
Did.
It's
I
like
see them all the
it's
time.
like
They're so cute.
like
They're
a
so
rare
cute.
mutation of gray
All
squirrel.
right. We have a lot of people who would like me to do Melania Trump. Hi there, baby. How you doing? Keith, let me ask you a question.
What question?
So the other day, I wore my sexy springtime
Yeah, your
jacket.
jacket. Yeah, it was beautiful.
And on it, I wanted to say, I kill all Mexicans and I turn them into people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we talked through that a little bit.
Yeah, but Tyler said to me, he said,
It's Tyler.
you need to put on pants.
Okay.
Because I can see your butt line. A lot of people have asked me to sing as her, and I will tell you, right now, I am actually working on something where Melania sings, because I was doing this to entertain Anna the other day. Melania singing "You'll Never Walk Alone" from the show Carousel. You're gonna get it, people. You're gonna get it. But I need to Melania-ize all the words, because you need to be
right. Yeah.
right.
You have to fit the
Can you
blues
can
in
you
there.
just say one day really quick?
Glunge. Yeah.
Glonde, Glonde,
Ditch.
Glonde.
Glunge.
Yes, that's a good question. Inixie, it is female Tommy Wiseau with the Russian gangster from Barry mixed in. The guy who was like, let me bring you a Subway sandwich. That guy. I mixed him. How much blood will Eli be shitting after this? A lot.
Probably the normal.
A lot. Normal amount. This
Have
is
you
not
ever
going to
seen
be
The Shining?
Oklahoma, where the clean jumps broken down the clinch. I did lesbian porn. No, I'm a present bunch.
We gotta get you to just do the entire Les Mis track.
Oh,
Yeah.
Patreon goal. Hey, we don't have a Patreon goal now. Next Patreon goal, I will do a one-man recording of playlist. Every part.
Just both sides of the argument song.
La, yeah, I have an F. Thank you. I was supposed to be in Book of Mormon. Instead, I'm eating pizza in front of you people. It's fine. You ate my pizza.
This is the last pizza I'm going to eat in New York City before I move.
We were supposed to have a company dinner, and then it came. It just showed. I mean,
Literally, I was this fucking close to like, oh, guys, I moved. I can't come and do this now. Oh, no. And then, shit, and then this.
Yeah. We ordered this thing like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, it's not going to come. It's
Good
one of
thing
those
it
things
wasn't
where.
an emergency.
Whatever. It's been here for a while, and you just sprung it on us this week. It's definitely what happened.
And so we were going to have a nice company dinner, go somewhere nice, have some laughs. But no, then we're eating this.
You know what it feels like when you eat these noodles? It feels like there's water inside that just escapes into your mouth, right? Like they're so watery. Hey, wait, no, Lucinda, you should try it. You should have to try some of this.
Yeah, listen, you
Yeah.
have to read the Bible.
Who wants Lucinda to try it out?
Lucinda and I were very clear about this. We were very
You're not going to vote until you read the goddamn Bible. I had to read the Quran. Someone's going to stab me in the goddamn heart. Lucinda, you eat some of this cheesy potato food.
No.
I'm sorry, you all
Wait. So Anna doesn't actually get paid by the company, so we can't make her do it. But I feel like Lucinda should
We are
at least.
we are getting many
Wait,
votes
you have
for
to
Lucinda.
move. You have to move.
Fuckers.
Get over here into the
These are the
inside
people
part.
that pay the bills and shit.
Get
so.
into the.
You want a fork so that you don't
No,
have to
you
use a
move
spoon.
over so
Oh, I
Lucinda's
move
on
over.
the head because she's gonna move back
Are
out of
you-
frame.
Yeah, because you otherwise you have to like get enough to
Learn to
the
clear a
spoon.
seat.
Where am I going?
Amateur.
I'm sorry, Lucinda.
No, she's gotta try the
Don't
lasagna.
do it! Don't do it!
I tried it.
Oh no, you didn't. You have to eat all the. You have to clean your plate. That's actually crazy hot, dude. Wait, no, you got to eat that.
Welcome to
You
the
can't put-
patron-only
What are you
AMA
gonna-
after
Are you gonna put that back in the bowl? Oh, you did. You just dropped it back in the bowl after you
You
licked
gotta
it
eat
twice.
the whole bowl now.
Now you have to eat
Eat
the whole.
the bowl. Eat the bowl.
There. I ate it. My
Where's
first-
Morgan? He's just below camera. He's
Yeah, I got it.
now
You suck.
Morgan moved on us. He moved to Texas.
He's in
Oh, that's
Texas now.
disgusting.
True.
Yeah,
Blech.
we're all just exploding out in different directions.
Did you try the
Yeah,
Somebody
drink some
water.
more.
Wait. You have to at least have one noodle
Oh,
of the
hell no.
lasagna.
Yeah,
No,
Hell
come on.
no.
No, me and Monk did it.
No.
I mean, you can spit it out. That's what I did.
I had a good half bowl of that by accident.
Oh! It's like taking a fucking pill.
Ugh.
Okay, an oddly serious question for while we eat freeze-dried food by a convicted felon. What do you think the results of Kennedy dropping out of the Supreme Court will be?
The overturn of Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there will be other things too, but
So-
the thing is that the two candidates were pretty much the same between Hillary and fucking Trump,
Yeah, so
right?
here's a big result of it right here. Anna makes a good point. This is a big result. This is fun. It's fucking up our whole eugenics plan, too. So that's a terrible, terrible idea.
We had a whole meeting about you not announcing your eugenics plan.
About how awesome abortion is?
Well,
It's the
and
best.
about not using the first person plural when you talk about your eugenics.
The royal eugenics, in the parlance of our times.
I mean, I honestly think that the thing that we have to realize politically is what the next president would need to do, and I don't think they will, is take the power away from their own office, right? Ideally, what I would see Booker or Warren or whoever takes the election in 2020, and I do think it'll be a Democrat, I would want them to be like, all right, now the president can't do this, and the president
I think Warren might do that.
Yeah.
You know, like honestly, like if you put somebody in with that level of integrity, that might be, and there will be like a sort of, I think, a national desire to do that. Because even the Republicans, even the Trump supporters, right, will want to see that door closed on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They'll be like, okay, but I don't want the Democrats to be able to do that shit. And the Democrats will be like, never again, no. So I do think we'll end up, in a couple of years. And honestly, I think, I don't think the Democrats would be out of line at all, the next Democratic president, if they just nominated 2 liberals to the Supreme Court and we went to 11 justices.
Yeah,
There's no
back in
reason
the
they
court.
can't
That's-
do
a
that.
lot of people talk about back in the court.
And because this all started with Mitch McConnell ignoring the norms, then you can't say, well, now the Democrats have to follow the norms.
Right. And it's not a vengeance, unlike a lot of the sort of pendulum-esque things in politics. If the Republicans win in 4 years and are like, well, then we're going to pack the court even more. It doesn't have the same problematic effect that.
Right. And now, an interesting thing I saw somebody talking about today was what the result would be if you had an even number of justices. Right? If you did actually have five liberal, 5 conservative, so then it can't be a partisan issue anymore and get decided, really. It has to be something where someone's going to cross over, otherwise the lower court ruling always stands. And I think that's interesting. I haven't really thought it through, but I think that's an interesting thought too.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you like to see? I think we've answered this already, but it may have changed since. Who would you like to see as the Democratic nominee in 2020?
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Okay.
who's that 28-year-old girl that went to the Standing Rock Reservation thing and has no other political
And this
experience
one, yeah.
at all? Her!
Why not?
Whatever it'll take to get Whatever will make people vote for him.
Yeah,
Bag
but
of
still,
hammers.
yeah.
I'd like I'd like a younger ticket. Like I'd like a Kamala Harris, Cory Booker ticket.
I
something
think
like that.
Kamala Harris has probably positioned herself better than just about anybody.
She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like
I like
Warren
Liz
too,
Warren.
but I do like the idea of bringing in somebody a little. I like Liz Warren because I think she's like hyper qualified. But I almost like Heath has said a couple times. I almost like her better in the Senate as
she's
the
famous.
lion of the Senate in Kennedy's old seat. Working with Kamala Harris, and like so. I like Kamala Harris a lot. I like Cory Booker a lot.
All right.
I like Kamala Harris a lot better than Cory Booker. If I have to vote between the two of them in the
Should
primary.
have had more.
Cory Booker reminds me of Vin Diesel a lot.
He's like Obama fucked Vin Diesel, and that's perfect.
That's great. Yeah.
America loves Vin Diesel. America loves Barack Obama. Oh, okay. We actually get this question a lot, and it's a good thing. Do you expect anything about the show to change with all of you moving and Ian and Anna getting a house somewhere? Nope.
Not really. I will. The number of miles at the beginning of the GAM intro will be different.
Yeah.
That's true.
A lot of
Directions.
people have thought, why do you keep putting a Lefroy in the shop?
We're trying to get a sponsor. Shut up.
You shop! You don't have a job!
Backwards Lefroy.
All right, this is
Man,
the position.
backwards Lefroy is the choice.
Nobody sees Eli anymore. Eli has turned into LaFleur.
You replace me with Scotch, much like Heath. Does in his heart. All right. Oh, we got a question. Oh, it wasn't a question. Just Blackwell's here. Blackwell!
Hey, what's up?
Blackwell.
Blackwell.
American Atheists. Settle the debate between me and some friends. Would a lightsaber be able to cut
No.
through Captain America's shield?
Stupid. It's vibranium. No.
No, obviously it would be because it's not like the vibranium absorbs vibration. It's not like how do you think they made the shield in the first place? Obviously you can melt the shit, right? We saw them do that before with other shit. So yeah, it's of course it's
How hot is a lightsaber?
It's fucking plastic.
Vibranium doesn't burn that hot. It's
All right,
plasma?
so apparently we can't. Well, that was the only thing that would make remote sense for a lightsaber to
Okay.
be. So I guess.
It's just photons.
Just-
That's no.
Why do they stop? They stop the speed of light.
Trying to see. These are all questions we've answered on the other AMAs. So if you see me not answering your question, it's probably because we asked it already. We answered it already. I mean, there was no dessert in the bucket.
Was there dessert in the bucket? What the fuck?
No, there was no dessert.
We're gonna
You have to survive the apocalypse with no dessert.
Yeah, right, exactly. There was some mac and cheese that we didn't end up making, but that's
We're going out
That's because
after
we didn't
this.
have a pot.
What?
Yeah.
What
right.
is everyone's favorite cereal? I don't think we've answered that yet.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good question.
Lucky Charms are magically delicious.
That was what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Lucky
you get
Charms
it,
are good, but the
boss.
thing about Lucky Charms is you can't do like Lucky Charms. I burn out on quick. I would say if I'm just gonna like 100% of the time, I could go for a bowl of honeycombs.
Honeycombs are excellent.
100% of the time.
I'm a big Cookie Crisp fan.
I'm gonna bring
I like
honeycombs
Fruity
to your dad's
Pebbles.
funeral.
Fruity
Yeah,
Pebbles
no,
is a
I
great
would-
answer.
I would
Lucinda
totally-
Illusions.
Fruity Pebbles
Fruity Pebbles
is
is a
also
great
another one that I would
Those are
Cocoa
poor
Pebbles
people
are pretty
cereal.
damn good too.
What are rich people cereals?
what's your
Frosted
fancy
Flakes.
Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
None of that. I bet you had it out of a bag. I bet you didn't even have Fruity Pebbles. I bet they were like fruit like
Yours are in a bag too. Your
Rocks.
bag's in a box.
in a box to prove that I'm better. I stack it on top of servants and then I ride their backs to school. Burp, burp, burp.
But honestly, I take a toaster strudel over virtually any cereal.
None of us play Warhammer 40K.
Ask about Magic the Gathering.
Buy it for me, I'll play it.
Ask about
I know what it is.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Heath and I play a little Hearthstone.
He only plays a little bit. He's okay.
I haven't played it.
Come here, Mitch. Come here, Mitch.
Is
Mitch.
there a reason Lucinda isn't on GAM more or more involved in scathing? I would like more female atheists like her.
Or Lucinda.
Yeah, how come you aren't more involved in GAM? Come join us on all the movies.
Yeah, right. I mean, you've already gotten a chance to read the Bible and
No,
the
because see, I came
Quran.
up with the idea to read the Bible and I got stuck reading that shit. Now I'm reading the Book of Mormon and the Quran, and I'm reading all this stupid shit. I'm not watching all these movies. It's fine enough for me just to walk in the room while he's watching it, or hear them from the other room yelling about it. I do not need to see that shit.
If you're on GAM, you got to eat more lasagna. That's the rule.
Yeah, I think this is probably exactly.
This is a
it's
great
like,
reason.
if I'm all the way in, I have to do all this shit.
Jen
I can't
asks,
put that in my mouth.
are you guys coming to Dragon Con in Atlanta? They have a pretty great skeptic track. They actually do, which is
That's
really
what I heard.
impressive. They've brought a lot of people on. People have tweeted at them, telling them to bring us and all that kind of stuff.
ATL.
We would be happy to if they brought us, but one of the things that we've realized in the last couple of years of travel is that if we don't schedule a live show, which takes literally months of planning, more often than not, we can't afford to go to like cons and stuff. So I think when it comes to Dragon Con, their version of skepticism is a little bit more science, entertainment, education based.
Right, yeah,
And-
more of the skeptics guide.
Right, which is still wonderful and we love them, but like, it's hard to be like, hey, come to Dragon Con. One of them will say I'll fuck a kid.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I may, because I'm going to be in Georgia. I'm hell and gone from Atlanta because I'm going to be in South Georgia. But I may make it up to Dragon Con depending on who's going to be there for their skeptic track. I keep going back to this, like you guys are going to be impressed if I eat a little more, but there's like still this much
So
left.
much.
It's like a full.
Oh, this is the Scathing Atheist official shirt. A lot of people have asked about this. We sell this at all of our live events.
It's front words in real.
Come to a live show and you can purchase this show. We have a whole suitcase of them sitting in my living room. Hey, here's a question none of you motherfuckers will ever ask. Should you carry merch as a podcast? No, because you end up with 2 fucking suitcases full of t-shirts in your living room and a bag of diatribes in your front hallway.
Do we still have a box of spelled wrong atheist version too?
We sure do. Those are rare, limited off printings if you want them. $60, people.
He like sends me the fucking. He's so proud. He's like, he sends me a picture, and I'm like, that's not how atheist is spelled, right? He goes, I do know that now that you say it. And I look it
You've
up.
passed the test, no illusions.
Quiz. You have been
Answered by riddles 3. Stop eating that.
It's so weirdly gross, though. It's like each noodle explodes with just plain
It's pretty
flavorless liquid.
That's because it's just melting in your mouth.
Oh, this is
Homeopathic
It
noodles.
does kind of melt in your mouth, though, but just not in a appealing way. Which is it's like morbid curiosity at this point. Like it's like when you drive by an accident and you kind of want to look, but you kind of don't want to look, so you look.
And you get a boner.
It's
It's like the way a dead person.
You don't get a
melts
boner
in
when
your
you
mouth.
see like a bad accident, like with a child involved.
oh, geez.
All right, I guess we're live. This is a live thing. I forget we can't edit this out. Usually I do these things to make you laugh, and then we edit them out, and you just get a product that is just the right kind of morning radio edgy. Okay, here's a good question from Jonathan. Question for Noah and Lucinda. How will you to adjust to your new life without Keith living with you?
Great question. I can't imagine what they will say.
Why does my wife keep putting the flag in the shot?
Because it's like important.
Stop. You can have it as often as you
Give it,
want.
let me have it.
So here's the thing about having Heath as a roommate. We almost never even see each other, except when we record. Like, I mean, see each other, sure, but like Heath is up in his loft doing his loft stuff.
I do a lot of fun loft stuff
A lot of fun
by
loft stuff.
myself.
And once in a while, I'll walk halfway up the stairs and go, "Do you just shit about fucking Kennedy?" And he'll go, "Yeah." What the fuck do we gotta goddamn do now? And I'll go, I don't know. And then I'll walk off and I'll have a cigarette. But that's like basically it's so like, there are topics that I burn Lucinda out and then turn to Heath on. But that's the bulk of us, like
all of American politics.
yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Poor politics.
Do in the loft, doing loft stuff.
So yeah, no, Heath is just a remarkably like.
Chill roommate.
Yeah, right. Like he's the roommate version of having a fish instead of a dog, right?
And this summer,
You just sprinkle a little bit of flaky stuff up there for me, and I go get it.
but not too much, or he'll die.
Because he just doesn't know when to stop
Doesn't know
eating.
when to stop eating. Like the lasagna.
Wait, is he a dog or a fish now?
I'm fish.
Okay, you're a fish now.
Okay.
For roommate purposes, for like just normal human being purposes, much more dog-like than fish-like. Yeah, he doesn't live underwater, for example. Dogs
Baby, what are you
live
eating?
above the
Oh
water.
no! Oh no! Oh no!
And then we are planning a California live show. I know a lot of you saw that in the GAM poll. We got a really good thing.
Yes.
Honestly, right now we are talking to theaters. My ego wants to do it at Largo because I'm like, oh, the big fancy podcast, do it, right?
Jason Mitchell.
You know he doesn't just live at Largo.
He lives at Largo.
He won't be in.
He might be there while she or June Day and Durango.
June Diane Raping. It's not like we get them as a cast.
You don't know.
But that's where we're looking at. We do want to do a show in LA. Ideally, we'll do 2 shows in California, but we need to figure out what will get enough people. Because if it's like, hey, we'll get 30 people to this show and 30 people to this show, we're
Yeah,
fucked.
then we're going right here.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. We're gonna
exactly.
go right here in the middle. Schmip, schmip.
Listen, this is
Okay,
the weirdest
I'm
science
just gonna
on
show
this.
them. I'm gonna show them.
It's gonna shatter.
Matt,
It's gonna get in your eye.
She's wearing
Madge
glasses.
is so open for
Madge
some
is the
reasons.
only one who really wants to eat this stuff.
Yeah,
guys.
right. And that's only because we haven't given her any.
We
Like
should
Madge
do
would
nice
eat this
shows.
and go, "Oh my god,
No,
whose butt did I just lick?"
you underestimate what Madge will eat.
And then speaking of great roommate experiences with Heath, me and Anna and maybe Noah and Lucinda and Heath are going to wine country in France for a romantic trip in between our live show and
QED.
QED. We're going to have a nice romantic trip through the most beautiful part of the world. Remember, my wife and I and Heath.
Remember when you guys made fun of me for an entire trip through New Zealand and Australia when I was
Oh.
recently single and I cried a lot? That was
Did you
fun.
guys see all the pictures I posted on Facebook of him alone in buses where no
Weeping?
one had ever seen
By myself. So that's fun. That's fun.
Well, we do want to do a Canada show. A lot of people have asked about a Canada show. Problem about Canada is it's fucking huge. So you're all over the
We
place.
go to Vancouver.
We
though.
would go to
We're
Vancouver.
That's
We
probably
decided
where
to
we
talk
would
about.
Oh, we're
We're
gonna
all
sell
done.
the shit out of some hot dog water.
Here's a good question, and then we should wrap up at like 10. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
got 10 more minutes. So get those questions in. Question from Daniel: what are your thoughts on dating religious people? DOA or can it work? Asking because there's a real badass girl I'm crushing on who happens to be Muslim.
I mean, I think there's a, how religious are they aspect of that. Like, I mean, I've met a lot of people who are, religious, and it doesn't bother their relationship at all because they're religious in the sense that, like, my mom's religious,
My
'cause
mom's religious.
Jesus says once in a blue moon, you're like, Mom, that wasn't Jesus. That was the fucking archway at the Temple of Apollo or something, or whatever. But but if they're like seriously religious and you're like seriously not religious, like, yeah, that's going to cause some problems eventually, I think.
There's some light Muslims, right?
No, there actually are. Like
There could be
most
some
of the
light
Muslims in the U.S. are.
Someone just clip that. Send it to me. There's some light Muslims, right?
There are.
We're
I
at
was
an
saying
angle
no.
now, aren't we? We're diagonal.
I don't think no, because look in the thing. It's
Slightly.
Yeah, right. Just a little bit.
What's the status of my blog? It's coming. It's coming. I'm working on it. So the problem is, I started a project and then I didn't realize how large it would be. So I did these 2 very quick blogs for both of you that care. I did 2 very quick blogs on how to read Shakespeare, and then I was like, and next time I'm going to go through Romeo and Juliet scene by scene, and we'll talk about all the different things to point out. But this is what I did my thesis on in college, the end of my private study. So it ended up being genuinely 75 pages of things that one person would be like, interesting, and the rest of you would be like, what? So I'm trying to trim it down. This is a very important pillow. I'm trying to trim it down. That's the question.
Is that what you explained to me on the entire flight to Tokyo?
Yes.
Okay.
Triangle.
That was actually really interesting. Yeah, I could see that being long. Yeah.
All right. No, 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 no.
Yeah, you're off camera.
You're slightly off camera.
You gotta
There's
unveil the whole thing.
Pillocolous cage.
Pillowless cage,
Pillocoless
everybody.
Cage.
Pillowless cage.
But he's pillow full.
People want to see Anna. Anna, come in so that they can see how beautiful you are. This is my beautiful wife, Anna, everybody. She's going to walk on something and maybe hurt herself.
Hey, Buzz!
It's my baby. She writes so many songs.
I do.
Mhm. Yes, I still send out Christian movie bingo cards. A lot of people ask this. So we send them at the beginning of the month. A lot of people will be like, I've been a patron for the exact amount of time. How haven't I gotten it? But oftentimes you'll miss it. The other thing is you need to be in good status. So if your credit card gets declined, I won't see it that month, and then it might not be until the next month, but you're on a big list. And Patreon just added a feature where I can actually see who I've sent things to,
That's
which
nice.
is good 75
nice.
years into its
Yeah,
existence.
right.
Now that they've
We were
kicked all
real
of the...
early adopters on Patreon, and we've kind of suffered for it, and you guys have suffered along with us on a lot of that. Like, there was, like the fact that they finally have an RSS feed, for example, is a huge step. We waited for that for years. So, but they're very slowly getting their shit together.
Okay. Another question for the panel. If you had to set up shop in a foreign country for the rest of your life, where would you go, and how would you balance affordability and amenities?
Oh.
Trying to get a central.
My
In the
first-
chair.
My first instincts
Oh yeah,
are...
that would also work.
There you go.
But I got it then.
There we go.
My first instincts are Norway, Sweden, Canada. Somewhere in there.
Canada just legalized weed.
Canada's legalized weed.
And it would be I feel like it would be
Just
the less
Canada.
hard transition. Like, you'd be friendlier and it's better, but it always feels like a better version of America. It doesn't feel foreign
Yeah, right.
in the same way.
Yeah, Australia would be a high
Australia be up there.
Oh, Australia was so
They all
gorgeous.
balance amenities and costs pretty nicely, just kind of like by having amenities for all the citizens of the country.
Yeah,
Which
the
is
thing
nice.
is I really don't give a shit what percentage I'm taxed at if I'm not gonna die because I'm poor, right?
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty good trade. Pretty good trade for a little higher tax rate.
And it's really not even that much. Like, it seems like a really high tax rate when you hear it, but it's really not that big a difference as a percentage from ours. I mean, even when you go to like a super high tax country like Norway, what is it, like the difference of 15, 18%, something like that?
I say Canada or Sweden based solely on the folk music.
Okay.
Oh, and
There's a lot of really interesting shit going on with stringed instruments in Canada. That's where like a lot
And
of the really
Sweden.
sexy. I don't know anything about it.
Look up the band Boston, everybody. Look up the band Boston.
speaking of sexy, Justin Trudeau is a sexy, sexy man.
Oh, here's a tough one from John. Who has better hair, Noah
Heath,
or Lucinda?
that's fine.
Well, I mean, I love you dearly, but I mean, obviously, I have.
Lucinda's in the middle of a commercial for Pantene.
Yeah, look at this body right here. She's got body, she's got curl.
It's all frizz, though. I mean, I've got body.
Hair off immediately.
All right, we need
Hair
to play
on the
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Heath,
Let's see who
you and
plays
me,
that.
we'll have a hair off at the same
All
time.
right, no, we have the headbang.
This
That's
is
the
the age of Aquarius. Age of
I
Aquarius.
obviously have that. I mean, I love my wife dearly, and she's got most of her qualities are better than mine, but obviously, like the locks, I've got.
What if you guys
can
end up
have the
doing?
hair.
That's my thing. Who's got the better hair? Hold on.
Oh, if we're doing pubic hair,
He's Jewish. It's
it's
not
an undergrowth. You see this beard? It's grew in a week and a half, people. Down there, just like a giant's anus. That's not a good thing. What? I don't know. I did bad.
Let's explore that.
Let's not explore the giant things.
God, every time I bring that up in D&D, Anna won't explore the giant's anus. That's why I'm not allowed to Dungeon Master anymore. It was too erotic. What's the most drunk you've ever seen each other?
Brandy Library.
Brandy Library. Yeah, we
Brandy Library.
took Keith to Brandy Library
Oh, it's the best.
in New York,
It's the
and
greatest.
he was because he's upstate New York Irish swingy limbs drunk. Like he wasn't punching. He was just like, this was the best night ever. I had such a grand time. And just, like planes were landing in streets next to him.
Somehow a Doppler effect gets into my voice. I don't know how I do it. When I get too drunk, I start. It's like I'm flying past you.
I was not there for that one, so I think the drunkest I ever saw Heath was at the first ReasonCon, was it?
I like stories.
Everyone who was there was bringing Heath drinks. Plus, there were like several like bottles of scotch that he was gifted and shit like that. And then everybody wanted to have a drink with him. And they kept bringing 2 drinks because like I didn't. I never made a big deal out of the fact that I didn't drink on the show early, and so like people would bring 2 drinks, and they'd be like, "Here, man, have a couple of beers," and I'd be like, "Here, Heath, have a couple of beers."
No, it was fun. It's a
And
fun
he
weekend.
did. He did.
Very drunk.
Apologies for whatever happened. I don't remember.
So wait. So we said we were going to close up at 10. But
10,
didn't you say during like on your like when you put all of this out in the first place that there would be songs?
Yes.
You said
What are
it.
we gonna sing?
What are you gonna sing?
Have you met our pug?
People have heard
She's
the
done
Manny
that
song.
on
before. We've done
that
the Manny song.
before.
Match.
What about Dick's Out?
Want to hear? Oh, we could do. It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Let me
So
get my
we've been
ukulele.
working on
Oh
this
God,
song.
no, ukulele's underneath there.
Where is it?
I can. No, it's okay. It's being
Oh,
the mic stand right now. Let's
We've-
see if I can do
We've been
mandolin.
working on this song for years, and we don't have
Is that a
the
mandolin?
verses, but we do have the chorus. This is Anna's mandolin. She got it for Valentine's
He's a
Day.
mandolin.
Hey, Mitch.
When I gotta figure it out first.
Do you want me to just grab you? Just get the ukulele out from
We can also do jerk off on the toilet.
I don't know if we could.
You got Dick's Out?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Cool. Oh, how does it start?
You're the music.
It's da-da-da-da. It's the start.
Oh no, I'm just trying to figure out the verse, the melody of the verse. Da, 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 da.
Die for you and me.
Did that for a wrong day. Took the hand of a child. Digs out for a wrong day. Bird came here from the wild. Digs out for a wrong day. Don't take a time to us from too early.
That was
Digs out for Harambe, the one who died for you and me. Should we do that one more time?
Yeah.
Get right. Digs out for Harambe, the hand of a child. Digs out for Harambe. He came here from the wild. Digs out for Harambe. Taken to from us too early. Digs out for Harambe, the one who died for you and me.
Dick's Out for Harambe, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for the live thing. Please keep being a patron. Don't delete your pledges or I'll fucking come to your house and
Eli,
kill your
yeah,
parents.
that is
Woo! We're all gonna go purr. We're all gonna go purr to the bathroom at the same time. Everybody's gonna go purr. Thank you. This is the last time you'll see one of us.